So by now we've learned how to classify different types of chemical reactions by their patterns in terms of being a synthesis, a decomposition, single replacement, double replacement, or a combustion reaction. But we can also classify by the energy change that happens when a reaction takes place. In order to do this, we have to understand that there is energy stored in the chemical bonds between atoms. And when chemical bonds are broken during a chemical reaction, that energy is released. But that energy doesn't just go away forever. Instead, that released energy is used to put together the new bonds for the products. So there's two types of reactions in terms of energy changes. The first is where energy needs to be absorbed, and this is called an endothermic reaction. So when an endothermic reaction takes place, the products will feel cold or cool to the touch after the reaction is complete. And this is because there is not enough energy to form the product bonds after the energy is released from the reactant bonds. So it takes energy from the surrounding area to complete the reaction, and it takes it in the form of heat. So a neat way to remember that an endothermic is when heat is being absorbed, is that endo starts with en and heat is entering the reaction. So a common example of an endothermic reaction in your everyday life are instant ice packs. So when you get injured on the field, or if you are ever in an emergency, most first aid kits have instant ice packs, where it's essentially a pouch of water, and there is a small balloon containing a specific chemical that when it reacts with water, it needs more energy than what is being provided. So then it takes energy from the surrounding areas and freezes the water around it, making an instant ice pack. The second type of reaction is called an exothermic reaction. And that's a reaction in which energy is given off. So in an exothermic reaction, the products will feel hot to the touch after the reaction is complete. This is because there is extra energy left over from the reactant bonds breaking, and that extra energy is given off as heat. A neat way to remember that exothermic is when heat is released is that heat is exiting the reaction. An everyday example of an exothermic reaction are those portable hand warmers that you buy when it's really cold outside. So in terms of classifying by energy change, there's only two options, endothermic and exothermic, and they're easily identified within the laboratory as an endothermic reaction will feel cool to the touch, while an exothermic reaction will feel hot to the touch.